You want to like them, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. You straight gangsters over here,
Straight
man.
gangsters. That is right. It is Wednesday night, and you are listening to the Scout Team, and we're bringing it to you after dark. We are bringing the best takes of the entire week coming at you live Wednesday night after dark. We love it. Without further ado, I am Loudbeard.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
And all of that is true. And there is a friend with me in studio today. Some people call him a great American patriot. Others call him that guy.
Yeah, it's your boy, Chris America, coming to you live on 12 Ounce Sports Radio after dark every Wednesday night from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. And every morning now from 6 to 7. And Loudbeard, it is great to be in studio in person with you tonight. I talk to you every single day, but I love seeing your beautiful beard sometimes.
It is damn sexy.
In a non-gay way.
Okay. Okay, if you say so. Yeah, I'm uncomfortable right now.
Well, if
this is awkward. Things
Mac
got real
was
weird.
here, it would get even more weird.
You know why? This is for you, Anthony Mack, the man with the golden ghost.
The golden ghost better show up.
I don't know. Did he ever say anything to you?
I don't know, but he needs to show up because we have Lou the dog calling in. We're three-waying that fool if he's not coming in. I'm going to text him right now, see if he's coming.
All right, do it. Yeah, let's get him in. He can call into studio. That's not a big deal.
Oh, we're three-waying him, man.
He could get... It's not gay in a three-way, if that's what they say.
It's not gay if it's in a three-way.
Oh, boy. So, if you guys don't know who we are the Scout Team. We bring you Scout Team Sports Monday through Friday, 6 a.m., and it replays at, again, 11 a.m. on 12OunceSportsRadio.com. 12 Ounce Sports Radio is one of the greatest stations in all of the interweb, and we love doing what we do. But Wednesday nights, this was the OG, the original show for us. Every Wednesday night we would come at you. Started with a podcast, became a live show. We went mornings, we've done it all, but we still love coming here Wednesday nights because we let loose a little bit. Right now I'm drinking myself a Moosehead Canadian lager. This is the stuff that champions are made of right here. I'm just saying, my friends in Canada, they know how to do a good Moosehead beer. One of my favorite. You've got a Land Shark over there.
Yeah, I'm doing some Land
the
Shark.
Jimmy Buffett of beers. He takes you away to Land Sharkville.
Man, that guy was smart, business sense. Just let me play some fun, beach-type music about alcohol and cheeseburgers, and then I will make a restaurant off of all of that and just become a multimillionaire.
Yeah, he's doing it all right. He's
Maybe we should just do a show like that. I mean, we got the dad jokes down, so I feel like all of the parrot heads would love our dad jokes.
They would. Yeah, a good dad joke makes everybody laugh. It puts a smile on their face, and they love it. Love it to the end. So, with all that being said, we've got a show ahead of us. We're going to talk some sports. We're going to talk some hijinks. We're going to talk some shenanigans. I saw Anthony Mack, the man that is the Golden Ghost, on Twitter earlier today, hyping up this Kelly Bryant story. Have you seen this story?
I saw it break
news
today. Free agency is alive and well in college football, and I love it.
You're not going to start me? Trade me.
I'm out of here.
Peace.
I'm out. Peace.
I heard Florida State needed some help.
Oh, man, you don't want to go for them, man. They don't have an offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to get mugged, go to Florida State. But if you want to go to a college where, there's a certain coach that has put in guys like Alex Smith and his 13-year career, guys like Cam Newton and his, going on 10-year career now, MVP, guys like Tim Tebow who can win playoff games and then go hit home runs in the major leagues, or not the major leagues, but just professional baseball, or a guy like Dak Prescott who can start for the Dallas Cowboys right away, or a guy like Nick Fitzgerald who's probably going to be a first or second round draft pick as a quarterback. You know, if you want a guy that has that kind of resume, then you come play for the Florida Gators.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
I call shenanigans on that. He does not need to go to Florida. Why?
What are you talking about? What part is shenanigans? All the guys I listed are all Dan Mullen guys. All guys that Dan Mullen has tutored and molded into NFL quarterbacks. Isn't that why you joined college football, so you can get to the NFL?
That is true. So, okay, you bring up good points, but that is your team. So I think you're a little bit biased.
Yeah, I'm biased about. I mean, am I wrong about Alex Smith? I mean, he's a top 5 quarterback, is he not?
Alex Smith is a top 5 quarterback.
Okay.
Tim Tebow is a legend.
Yes.
Dak Prescott.
I would take Dak Prescott's career over most of USC's quarterback career. Let's just throw it out there.
Okay, except maybe Carson Palmer.
Yeah. I mean, don't they pretty much have the same career going on right now?
Yeah, but Dak's got a long way. He could still turn it around. I don't know, man.
Carson Palmer was good. I'll give you Carson Palmer. But
what about the Sanchez?
No.
What about the Sanchez?
No, not him.
What about the Sanchez? No, not changing your answer.
No butt fumbles.
Hey, wait.
Yet. Say it one more time, maybe.
What about the Sanchez?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what? When I see Mark Sanchez, I say,
Who's your daddy?
that's right.
You know what I say when I see Mark Sanchez?
Oh,
Did you make that a laugh track yet?
I didn't make it a laugh track, but I do have.
And what would you like people to know about you?
I'm a fun guy. Obviously, I love the game of basketball. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
I will be cutting that down. I haven't had a chance yet, but I just want the laugh at the end. We've listened to this like
that's what I think when
times.
I hear when I see Sanchez.
I've listened to that at least 10 times, and it doesn't not get funnier every time I listen to it.
I think at least 2 or 3 sports shows have it as their. It's the perfect drop.
It's yes. We're keeping it. I'm cutting it down. I'm going to make it a great drop. I don't know why I haven't already. I guess life and work and shenanigans get in the way, but that's okay because I'm here tonight enjoying my beer, having a good old time. If you want to get social with us right now, I'm going to turn on the Twitter machine, and I'm going to say tweet at us. Give us a good tweet. We need it. We need to know what you are doing, and you know what? It gets to be fun.
It's your show. It's not our show. I mean, it is our show, but it's also your show. We want you involved. We want to connect with the fans. We don't want to just. You don't want to just hear us talk. We want you to call us out when we're dumb. Tell me I'm stupid for saying Dan Mullen is the greatest quarterback guru of college football history, because he is. You can tweet at me at Chris Scout Team, or you can tweet at our account at Scout Team Radio and tell us why we're wrong. Let's discuss the other teams that could possibly make Kelly Bryant future a little bit better. I think these would be good starting spots, starting with West Virginia. I think that would be a good landing spot for him. Will Grier will be probably drafted next year. I'm pretty sure he's done with his eligibility. If not, he's entering the draft this year. So he'll be gone, and I think Dana Holgerson's offense that they run out in West Virginia will be great for Kelly Bryant. Or Kelly Bryant. That's his name, right?
Yeah, it's Kelly Bryant.
Kelly Bryant. Yeah,
yes.
I don't know why I double checked myself on that.
You never triple stamp a double stamp.
Yeah, so you got the air raid spread offense out there. It would be good for him, I think. What do you think about West Virginia, or do you have any other suggestions?
West Virginia is a good choice. I'm trying to think of what teams are going to need a good quarterback moving forward here. And the answer is there's so many teams. I think this guy is got the talent to be successful on a lot of teams. Maybe going to another great coach that has Florida State roots. Maybe going to visit Jimbo Fisher over in Texas A&M.
That would be a good spot for him, yeah.
Yeah, Jimbo's a developer of talent. He obviously does good because as soon as he left Florida State, the bottom falls out. So obviously Jimbo was not the problem. And, I'm trying to think of other teams that really could use a great quarterback.
I got one for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
Kevin Sumlin over at Arizona. We saw what he did with Johnny Manziel and how he elevated his play. I think Kelly Bryant's style is sort of similar to that and would make a great quarterback addition for that.
Yeah, what about, you say Arizona State?
Arizona.
I mean, Arizona.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Arizona State.
Oh, you think Herm Edwards?
I mean, this guy's a motivator. He's a teacher. He's a legend. Anybody needs to go to Herm.
Who were some of his quarterbacks? He was the Jets and the Chiefs, right? Did he do Chad Pennington with the Jets? Was that him or no?
Yeah, I believe he was.
So, I mean, if he can make Chad Pennington into a decent quarterback.
And so we did get a tweet at us.
Okay.
I've got to read this tweet because I'm kind of reading it while we're on the air, and it made me laugh a little bit. And Ian Hall, who is formerly of the Rehab Sports Guys, but now is a dedicated writer to 12-Ounce Sports Radio. Ian, we thank you for listening in, but he says that listening to dad jokes while cooking dinner is amazing. His wife hates his dad jokes, but his daughter, she says, I got all the pee out of me, Dad. Did you get the Q's out of you, too?
That was his response.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of told it wrong.
I did it, do?
Yeah, so the daughter says, I got all that pee out, and then Ian would respond, did you get all the Q's, too?
Oh, man, I butchered that. Sorry, Ian.
Yeah, it's okay.
I tried. I was on the fly.
Do you have the dad jokes dropped still?
I
Or
don't.
did you delete it?
I might. I think I might have deleted it.
Aw, boo.
Yeah, there's only so much space on
No,
this
yeah, I
thing.
hear you.
Well, you know what happened? You told me to do this.
Did you order the code red?
I did the job. Did you order the code red?
You ordered the code red. I didn't want to delete it, okay?
I don't want to go back to explaining what the code red is. That was,
You ordered the
definitely
code red.
Loudbeard gets weird.
Oh, man. All right. Hey, Coach Morris recruited him. Are we going all Arkansas here? Ian Hall is a big Arkansas guy.
So, listen, I'm not going to try not to talk bad about Arkansas, but I would say no to Kelly Bryant going there for the same reason I would say no to him going to FSU, and it's because they need more help than just a quarterback. And Kelly Bryant needs to go. I'm not sure what his eligibility status is, but I'll assume he has 1 year left. He doesn't want to spend that year on a rebuilding team. I think Arkansas needs more of like a freshman or maybe like a JUCO transfer that has 2 or 3 years of eligibility left to kind of come in and be part of that rebuilding process to build and grow with the team and things like that. You know, I think they have tons of positions that they need help out with first. Wide receiver, I'm sure they need offensive line that is built to do the spread offense that Chad Morris is trying to do there.
That was a really nice way of saying they suck. They need help at every position.
They do.
The quarterback isn't going to help them. They need help here. They need help there. They need help everywhere.
It's just not a good match.
Okay.
Not now. I mean, if they got if there's a 5-star kid out there saying I want to be a part of what Arkansas is doing, then I say go for it, man. You can be part of that rebuilding process. You can be there through all the thick and thin. But a guy that has 1 year of eligibility left, I don't know that a rebuild is where a guy with 1 year left wants to go.
Honestly, the best team in the state is the Red Wolves, Arkansas State.
Oh, see, now you're the one talking trash.
Nah, that was just me being mean. Sorry.
The
out
Red
there,
Wolves
all
are
those,
the last team to beat UCF.
Ooh, that is true. That was in that bowl game. I was
That was
there
like-
in the stands.
It was 84 years ago.
It was a very long time ago. Back in the day, I used to watch UCF lose, but that was a long
That was a long time ago. A long, long time ago. And see, and UCF was 0-12, and when Scott Frost got there, you guys went 6-7. I don't think Kelly Bryant going to UCF would have been a good move then.
No.
They needed a guy like Mackenzie Melton, a freshman quarterback, to come in, go through the growing pains with the team, and then he's ready to take the next step with the rest of his team and go 13-0. And that's what Arkansas needs. Arkansas needs more of a Mackenzie Milton guy that's going to come in as a freshman and grow with the team, not a ready-made quarterback, I think.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that, what about Nebraska? We got Scott
No,
Frost.
Nebraska would be a perfect spot
That
for
would
him.
be a perfect spot. There you go. And we fixed it. We figured it out. Kelly Bryant, you go to Nebraska. We're okay with that.
Matchmaker, make me a match. We're like Cupids for football, man.
We are the football Cupids. We need to get a drop for that. Let me see what I got. Hold on, I might have something for that.
It's raining, man.
No, I don't have anything good here. I'm sorry.
Hey, did you know that?
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out
It
of
didn't
hand
really
fast.
fit there.
No, we need
that was
another-
weak.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, did you know that?
This is me on the soundboard today.
Did you know that "It's Raining Men" and "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" is the same exact song, just different perspectives?
I heard that I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah,
I don't believe everything I see on Twitter.
I believe everything I see on Twitter.
All right, I'm gonna dive into some NFL. We're gonna go willy nilly today because I don't really have like any. There's no like huge stories. We were here on this morning covering everything we could, but there's a lot of like good little detailed stories. So I got a couple Le'Veon Bell discussions that I want to throw out your way.
Are you still mad at him?
Yeah.
Or are you over it?
So I am still mad at him, but this has nothing to do with my anger for the man. This has everything to do with some articles that I saw and some information that's been passing around the interweb. Number one, James Harrison came out, Steeler legend, and he has great advice for Le'Veon Bell. He says, dude, just come back so you can get paid and fake an injury. It's perfect. Then you don't have to play. You come back, you practice. Maybe you say you pulled a hamstring. You're getting paid because you reported to the team, and you still don't play all year.
You know what Le'Veon Bell's response should that be?
What?
My name's not Conte from Tampa Bay.
Oh.
I'm not faking injuries after I got embarrassed on Monday Night Football.
Chris Conte, man. This guy has always been a really terrible defender. I don't know why teams keep giving him a chance. I guess through injuries and just him kind of being just good enough to make teams. But he always is getting burned. Another thing I just wanted to throw out on this Le'Veon Bell, we were discussing this pretty detailed the other day about maybe the Patriots giving him a chance. Well, Patriots running back Rex Burkhead goes on IR, has, I believe, some neck issues.
Yep.
So it could be an all-year thing, could be done. So now they're down one running back. This would be the perfect opportunity for Bill Belichick to go in, swoop in, give away a couple draft picks, and bring in Le'Veon Bell and bring the Patriots back because they're 1-2 right now, and their season it doesn't look up right now. It's not looking positive.
Yeah, maybe Burkhead saw the Harrison story and thought he was talking about him, and he's like, "Yeah, let me fake an injury for the rest of the year. That's a great idea." Oh, my neck hurts. You know who I thought about this after we were done with the show? A team that would be perfect is the team we saw on Monday night, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I looked at their numbers. They had, I think, like 50, 60 yards rushing on Monday night. I looked at their other games. Their rushing game is anemic. There's a reason why Fitzpatrick is throwing 50 times in a game. It's because they have zero running game. And the fact that you have no running game and you're still able to throw for 400 yards to me is impressive because if I'm a defense, I'll just rush 3 and drop everybody else back.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. A team like Tampa Bay, who all of a sudden is just on fire. Now, they did lose that game Monday night, but if they had a running game, if they had Le'Veon Bell, it would be a completely different story. So you're right. That would be a great team. Peyton Barber, their starting running back. This guy has shown glimpses of talent, but hasn't really come out and done anything special. And when you have Fitzmagic on the team, if you give him a supporting running back, a guy that they can count on, I think this whole season might end up being – it could be Super Bowl with this team if they go Le'Veon Bell. I mean, there is tremendous opportunity, and I do think that I think the Bucs need to do something. And this would show their fan base that they are all in it for this year. They would show them that they are wanting to win. They are wanting to give it their all and do everything they can just to go. Let's see. Ian Hall, just jumping in. For years, Drew Brees has been doing that, all pass. Yeah, but he's been passing 2 running backs, so it's kind of like a handoff because he does that little shovel pass. He had Reggie Bush years ago that he had like 80-something catches. Now he does it with Alvin Kamara. With Mark Ingram back, they're going to have a better running game. Good example, but
and if you look at the Saints, they don't make the playoffs that often. I think if memory serves me correctly, I think Drew Brees is at 50% playoff appearances his entire time at New Orleans. So it's not like he's a consistent. Drew Brees and the Saints are in the playoffs year in and year out. There's been a lot of seasons where the Saints miss the playoffs. They don't go. So the whole letting Drew Brees throw it 500 times a game hasn't really worked out for them that well.
Yeah.
Not at least consistently to where he's a constant championship contender.
Well, and another one we talked about the other day was the Packers. Ian threw this one out too, but, we think the Packers would do great with Le'Veon Bell, but they don't make trades like that. They don't make splashes in the middle of the season. This would be very uncharacteristic.
If they traded for him, they would make him a cornerback. They would try to convert him to corner.
They do need help.
They did sign another corner after they've drafted 15 corners. Yeah, not only is it uncharacteristic for them to make a splash trade in the middle of the season, but it's uncharacteristic for them to want a running back. I think that's been the one piece, the glaring omission. They passed on Dalvin Cook 2 drafts ago. They had a chance to draft him and pull the trigger. They let him go to the Minnesota Vikings. There's just been so many. Alvin Kamara, I'm pretty sure they had him on the draft board, or maybe they didn't and they should have. Just so many misses, and they just keep drafting cornerback after cornerback after cornerback.
Yeah, and the other thing with the Packers that I think is a little bit of their challenge is on wide receivers. They let Jordy Nelson go. Jordy Nelson had a huge game for the Raiders this past week. I mean, that's what Derek Carr throwing to him.
Yeah.
Him and Aaron Rodgers had such a chemistry together. They were a great dynamic duo, and I do think the Packers are missing a little bit of that offensive firepower, and it's kind of showing this year. Now, they tied a Vikings team that got stomped by the Bills, and then they got run over by Black Captain America, Adrian Peterson with the Washington Redskins. So things are not looking up in Green Bay, and they could use a Le'Veon Bell. That could be the fix to their issue.
Do you know who the Packers remind me of right now that I think about it? They remind me of the 1990 Miami Dolphins, where they had Dan Marino. They had a decent wide receiving core.
Super duper.
Super duper. Mark Duper. But they never had a running back. They never had anybody to complement Dan Marino. Dan Marino was probably, at that time, everybody thought he was the greatest quarterback of all time, but couldn't win in the playoffs. Always lost to Jim Kelly, who was a lesser quarterback, in my opinion. But he had a running back, and Dan Marino didn't. And this is what this Packer team reminds me of. I feel like they're just a running back away. And it was so sad when the Dolphins finally got Ricky Williams. If Ricky Williams was like 10 years older, to see Ricky Williams and Dan Marino on the same team would have been amazing. And I feel like
it would have been electric.
I feel like the Packers 5-10 years from now are going to do the same thing, where they're going to get an electric running back and just not have a quarterback for them to have. Aaron Rodgers will be gone.
Oh, man. It's depressing. When you think about it, like a great quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, not getting any talent around him, it is absolutely depressing. I don't know how somebody that is a Packers fan that may regularly be on this show, we call him the Golden Ghost, I don't know how he deals with it. Think of it. Your professional football team is one running back away and will not pull the trigger, and your college football team is 55 players away from being a good. So he's got a long way to go in his professional and college careers to get going. All right, I said I was going to bounce around. I'm gonna just start throwing out different things going on. I like this story. It doesn't remind me of you, Chris America. I'm just saying, just in case, because you were staring at me kind of oddly there, and I don't want that.
Always.
So Enes Kanter, right now the basketball season is kind of gearing up. You're getting the training camp, and all the basketball teams are coming together. So all these press conferences are starting to come down. So Enes Kanter, for the New York Knicks, he gets asked, hey, what do you think the possibility of the Knicks making the playoffs this year is all about? What do you think? You think you guys are going to make it? And he comes out and he says, it's the playoffs. When I think about making the playoffs, it gets my nipples hard.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I appreciate you recognizing that story might relate to me.
I said it does not relate to you. Stop looking at me like that. It's really making me uncomfortable. Why are you doing that? Stop it. It's awful.
Shave the beard again then. I don't know what you want from me.
God. I need Anthony Mack here to break us up. Of course, he is a male aficionado.
He is a male aficionado. He'll love it.
He might jump in. He loves it. Speaking of male aficionados, I was going to talk to Anthony because Anthony is our in-house Dancing with the Stars expert. So DeMarcus Ware is the football guy on Dancing with the Stars this year, and he does this like weird jump over his partner in the first series of Dancing with the Stars on the premiere. I didn't watch it live because I'm not into that show.
Sure.
But
it makes your nipples hard.
Yeah. How'd you know? How'd you get me like that? But DeMarcus Ware, he comes out. He's going to be that, like Emmitt Smith. He ended up winning it a couple years ago.
Yep.
There's always a football guy. And how do these football guys dance so well?
Because they got the footwork, man. I mean, 90% of football, especially on offense, is all about your footwork. No, not just on offense. On defense, like you got to have good footwork, whether you're an offensive lineman, a running back, a wide receiver, a defensive back. It's all about the footwork, man. You hear the draft experts always talk about how this guy's footwork needs is like, top notch. Watch his feet. So, and then they, it's a lot of like hip movement when you're juking people out.
It's all in the hips.
All in the hips.
It's all
Put
in the hips.
Ball in the hole.
Woo. All right, here's another one for you. This one is about you. So Flyers forward Jori Lehtera, who is a native of Finland, he is being questioned in a huge coke ring out of Finland. Apparently, the Finnish officials have raided his summer cottage trying to find the stash of coke.
So this is a Philadelphia Flyer?
Yeah, and you know what? It makes me think of their mascot.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I feel like Gritty's already has his fall guy on his Coke deal, man. He already looks coked out. We called him out. Remember we called him out on being a coked out, what do we say?
He was a coked out Fraggle Rocker.
A coked out Fraggle Rocker. As soon as we mentioned that, someone on the Flyers gets busted for coke. Gritty heard us and said, they're on to me, and he stashed it on this poor guy, this poor Finland guy. They're like, oh, who are they going to believe? A guy with an orange beard or a Finland guy?
Now, Lehtera he's adamantly denying his involvement.
Of
now,
course.
What else
I would
you
too
do?
if I got coke planted on me by the new mascot.
Come on, man. It wasn't me. It was Gritty.
It was Gritty.
It was Gritty. Look at his eyes.
He's got a red beard.
His eyes are crazy eyes,
He's
man.
a redhead. What more do you need?
I'd never trust a ginger. They have no soul.
Never. Ever. You can't even see his reflection in the mirror.
It wasn't me. It was Gritty. I just play for the Flyers. It's that damn mascot. Who hired that guy? Where did he come from?
I'm telling you.
I don't understand.
Gritty, you can fool the world, but you're not fooling the scout team.
Gritty, what are you doing to me, man? I thought we were friends, Gritty. Gritty, I thought we were friends, man. Why are you doing this to me?
Coke sales are going to boom in Philadelphia now. You watch. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we're not talking about the classic here. We're talking about...
Yeah. Well, we are kind of talking about the classic because the
Oh.
classic had Coke in it.
That's where it got its name. That was the good stuff.
That was.
So...
Booger sugar.
All right, what else is going on?
Anthony's missing a good show, I feel like.
You know what? Anthony is always missing a good show. Where's he at? He's not even responding.
I'm texting him. I'm trying to get him on so we can get Lou the dog on here.
My phone died.
We're going to have to let Lou the dog know that he called out because he was scared.
He is scared. Now, if you guys don't know who Lou the dog is a good friend of the show, big Louisville fan. He's actually a regular contributor on Craft Brewed Sports, which is a show that comes on Thursday nights. They do Facebook Live, which is awesome, and it also airs on 12ouncesportsradio.com. So make sure you check out Craft Brew Sports, but we're also bringing on Lou the Dog. Lou the Dog has some sick rhymes. He actually recently was in a Twitter war with Daniel Baldwin, kind of a little 5 minutes of fame as Lou the Dog stomped Daniel Baldwin in a little escapade.
We'll have to get into that with him.
Oh, big time. This is all I want to talk about. I've been atting Daniel Baldwin. He doesn't want to talk to me, and he's just embarrassed. You know, sometimes when you get schooled by the dog, you just gotta just take it and leave and run away and hide and get your ass out of town, because that's what Daniel Baldwin did. He ran so far away. He did.
And I run
so far away.
80s had some good music, man.
You know what? I miss the 80s. I really do. Those good people were born in that decade.
Oh, man, fantastic people were born in that decade.
Music was just on fire.
It was on point.
We called it En Fuego back then.
Fuego.
That was before there was the internet.
Hair was large, loud, and in charge.
I like looking back at those old 80s yearbooks that they show on
all
on
the
Twitter and
perms
stuff.
and
Everybody's got
frizzed out hair.
that 17-inch it's awesome.
The dude with the long hair and the pencil mustache was hot.
And there's always that Flock of Seagulls guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's a Boy George in there.
That's what. See,
Woo.
Anthony missed his era, man. He would have been rocking the Boy George.
You know, Anthony's weird for being just a modern day black guy. He looks similar to Boy George. That's weird, the similarities. I don't even know how you compare it, but it's just something about him. Every time I look at him, I say, huh, Boy George.
They say he's the black Boy George, and they say I'm the white Denzel Washington.
That's pretty much everything that I've ever said about both of you guys. Oh, boy. So Moving right along. Once again, we are the Scout Team. You're listening to Scout Team Sports. You can catch us every Monday through Friday. Actually, we're on Scout Team After Dark. I'm sorry, I got to get the show right. We are on every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. on 12 Ounce Sports Radio. And if you want to catch any of our old episodes, catch some of our great moments, some of our best of, you can always catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or our website, scoutteamradio.com. And again, on the Twitter machine, on the Facebook machine, or on the InstaChat, we are at Scout Team Radio. Hit us up. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about tonight, because this is your show, and we're just here because we don't want to get fined.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. Well, we got to find Anthony Mack because he's not here.
If Anthony Mack will be fined.
We need to find him so we can find him.
Finding. All right, so a couple Captain Obvious moments this week that have popped up. Number one, I'm seeing a lot of articles out there saying all signs are pointing to Fitzmagic starting this weekend.
As they should.
All right, Captain Obvious. Another one, the NFL Competition Committee has decided to hold a meeting next week to discuss all these roughing the passer calls.
As they should.
Captain Obvious. Unflippin' believable. And the other one was, and this has actually been confirmed, but the whole, is Baker Mayfield going to start? I think Baker Mayfield's going to start. It looks like Baker Mayfield's going to start. If anybody with any sort of sense watched that game, if there is any reason that Baker Mayfield doesn't start, just the city of Cleveland should just implode. Like the whole city should just blow up and then just fall into the earth.
The city of Cleveland should move the team themselves this time, all over. Just like you know what? You don't even get a choice.
5 million guys go over and just like pick up the stadium.
Right. You don't even get a choice in the matter.
and walk it over and like dump it in the lake. And they're like, that's the mistake by the lake.
Yeah.
Just do it, man. Whatever it takes. And our boy Reflog, he would be leading the charge. I could see him like on like a white stallion, just like riding around. Get that Brown Stadium out of here. Get rid of all of them. Hugh Jackson, we're going to make an example out of you. So Captain Obvious says that. Now, there's another Captain Obvious out there in the world that, Chris America, I don't think you really respect this guy as much as you should. Sometimes I don't think Lakers fans respect this guy as much as they should. But our good friend, LeBron James, your good friend, he comes out and he says Lonzo Ball is going to be great.
Yeah.
You agree with him?
I mean, that's what he has to say, right? That's to be a good teammate. He's got to say that. I mean, we'll see. I think Lonzo had a decent rookie year. I think he did okay. He didn't, light the world on fire, but he didn't also crash and burn either. So we'll see how he does. I know Rondo was talking about what it's going to be like to play with Lonzo and sharing time, and he basically gave good answers about how he's been in the league for forever, and he's played every single role that any team's ever asked him to, and he has no problems playing whatever role is needed for him to be a good teammate at the Lakers. So it should be interesting to see.
Yeah, the Lakers are going to be quite the interesting dynamic this year. You got the big LeBron James move in the offseason, but you still have some pieces there. It's like really questionable. They got all those the old school. Who'd they bring in? They brought in a JaVale McGee. They brought in Rondo. Some of these guys that have had issues in the past. Then you got LeBron, who can be the leader of this. And then you got the young guys like Kyle Kuzma and Lonzo Ball. So how this team comes together, I have no idea. But I think it's a little bit too early for LeBron to be saying Lonzo's going to be great. I just don't think that I'm feeling that. Now, another guy that is a former teammate of LeBron's, Kyrie Irving. I saw this article about him coming out and saying that he really likes being with the Celtics. He thinks there's going to be great things happening. He's really leaning towards staying with the Celtics after this year.
I think he should.
Yeah, but do you want, like, if you're a Celtics fan right now, like if you're in Boston and Tom Brady was like, I'm leaning towards playing next year with the Patriots, you're like, come on, Tom, you're committed to this team. Tom Brady would never do that. Why is Kyrie even putting it out there like, I'm leaning towards it? Just say, I'm committed to this team. I'm a Celtic. Even if you don't mean it, you commit to it. I just don't understand the ideology. He's in Cleveland. He forces his way out. Now he's in Boston. And, like, you need to commit to that, man. Just be a part of that team. Be a part of what that team's going to be. Just say, I'm all in. I'll re-sign. We'll do a max deal after this year. It's all good. I'm a Celtic for life. Be a man. Just step up. You think, am I going too far with this?
I think if you're a Boston fan, I think, yes, you want that. You want to see that, and you want to have that confidence going in. I think nowadays, though, as an NBA fan, I just don't think that's realistic anymore. I think those days of, David Robinson playing for one team the whole time, Michael Jordan playing for one team the whole time, I honestly think those days are gone, man. I think this sport is now kind of an individual sport with a team around it. It's sort of like NASCAR. There are more people that root for players now than root for the jerseys, I think. And, I mean, think about it. We're Orlando Magic fans. We're in the majority of fan bases that are going into this season knowing they have no shot at winning a title. We just don't. And I would say probably 26 teams in the league feel the same way we do. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, the number's high. 26 might be too high.
So you think there's 6 teams that have a realistic, legitimate shot at winning the NBA title this year?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, okay, so we got Golden State, Boston, Los Angeles, Houston. I mean, I can't throw Toronto in there because, I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I guess I can throw them in there.
All right, so let's just do East.
So
and
that's
West.
25.
Okay, yeah, you're right. It's not a high number. I mean,
I don't know if there's any other teams. Maybe, did I say LA?
Philly? Yeah. Well, you said the Lakers. So on the West side, West Coast.
West side.
Woo! You got the Rockets and Warriors, who they're definitely in the conversation.
Those are the 2 safe bets. Those
All
are the
right.
ones that you'd put $1,000 on and not blink twice.
All right. And then after that, you have that next tier. You got San Antonio, which probably not, right?
No.
L.A. Lakers, because of LeBron, you give them an outside shot.
You give him outside just because they have LeBron.
What about OKC with Russell Westbrook and Paul George?
I don't think so at this point.
Not even an outside shot. Like, if you're a fan, fans are delusional. I'm a fan. I like teams. I'm delusional. I think fans at least would say they have some hope. Like, as an Orlando Magic fan, you and I know, as Atlanta Hawks fans,
right,
they know that there's just no chance. But if you have Russell Westbrook and Paul George, you say, if both of these guys have the years of their lives, we could be in this mix.
Right.
We could make this.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I think an OKC fans going into this season saying, yes, if everything goes right for us, we have a chance.
Yes.
But I think deep down inside, they know it's like a 20%. They're not going into the season like a Warriors fan is, or like a Rockets fan is, or a Celtics fan is. They're not going into the season like that.
Yeah, but honestly, I think for me, OKC's probably just got as much of a chance as Boston, because Boston, they show that their team can't stay healthy.
Well, I think for Boston, they know that if we do stay healthy, we're running through the East with nobody in our way.
Well,
now that LeBron is gone,
don't underestimate the Sixers.
Okay.
I think the Sixers could be tough this year.
So then I think they know they're going to at least the Eastern Conference Finals.
And then Toronto. I think those 3 are the class of the East. Now, everything after that, no. I think you look at Washington. They were a hot mess last year. Even though they have superstars, there's no way. I think there's a significant drop-off there. So you got 3 teams in the East and maybe 4 or 5 in the West. But that's it.
Right.
I mean, maybe New Orleans, maybe they think Anthony Davis is the savior. If he becomes the best player in the league, which he looked like at moments last year, yeah, maybe. But you're right. There is a smaller percentage.
So
of
we'll say
teams
22 to 24 teams are going into the season knowing that their team has no shot. Yet the NBA still remains the second most watched sport in America, and I think again that's because we're still fans of players. We still love rooting on LeBron James, even though LeBron James has never even once come close to our city other than just he played in our town. And that's it. But there's tons of people in Orlando who are Magic fans that also own a LeBron James jersey and watches him play. There's still a bunch of people who root for Steph Curry. There's a bunch of, I don't know if there's any Kyrie fans, but I feel like there has to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's a popular player, and anytime there's a superstar, there's people that attach to themselves to players, and for what reason I don't know, but there are players or people out there that love Kyrie.
Yeah. Like, I don't know many people who are a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan but also own, like, an Aaron Rodgers jersey. But I do know a bunch of people who are Magic fans or Hawk fans or whatever and still wear LeBron James gear, watches him every time they get a chance to play. They just love LeBron James. They like seeing him win. They root for him.
Well, in the case of the Orlando Magic, ever since the Dwight Mayer happened, we haven't had a team even, like you said, going into the year, we know that we have zero chance. So
our best hope is to get swept in the first round of the playoffs.
Right.
That'll be a success for us. I would be like, yes, we made the playoffs and got swept.
Yeah, but we did this with baseball last year. When your team's out of it, you pick another team that you say, okay, I'm going to ride this team. Like last year, I picked the Rockets.
Right.
I wanted to ride the Rockets all the way in. They let me down. And it's still a very tragic moment when I had to shave my beard on air. It was one of the worst moments of my life. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to start crying here, Chris America.
Do you wake up in the morning with night sweats and with dreams of razor blades chasing you down?
Yeah, it's like Fantasia from Disney.
Yeah.
But instead of those brooms, those like nasty brooms with the water buckets, it's just these razor blades. And the barber just sitting there, he's sharpening up his blade. These razor blades are dancing around, and they just chase me around. And then I wake up, and I scream like a woman, like Macaulay Culkin when he put this aftershave on Home Alone. That's me waking up after this nightmare. Ah!
That was perfect. You sounded just like him. I couldn't tell if you were here or if Kevin.
That was the sound.
Kevin was here.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
It's true.
Hey, I'm going to get up real quick and get another beer before we get our call in.
What time's he calling?
I think I told him 8:15, Lou the dog.
All right, we're going to do a quick commercial break. On the flip side, you're going to hear the sick beats from Lou the dog.
When I'm working hard, I build up a thirst for sports. That's when I grab a cold 12-ounce sports radio. 12-ounce sports radio. Quench your sports thirst.
Oh, guess who it is? Did you know the station had a janitor? Oh, yeah, the Jefe, otherwise known as Beck. And it's Beck's Work Week in Review live on 12-Ounce Sports Radio every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch interviews, special guests, and the recap of the week's news and headlines and box scores and results. It's Beck's Work Week in Review live on 12-Ounce Sports Radio.
Scout Team listeners and friends of the show, I've got something special for you. It looks like 12-Ounce Sports Radio has done it again. We have partnered with Rally House. You just go to the website, 12ozsportsradio.com. Click on the banner on the right side of the page, and it will take you directly to Rally House. Rally House has some of the greatest, most unique sports items for that diehard fan, casual fan, and anybody and everybody out there that is special in your life. So go ahead and check it out. Once again, go to that website, 12ozsportsradio.com. Click on the banner to the right of the page, and you will get taken to the best sports merchandise website on all of the interweb. Do you own a small business? Are you looking for solutions to all of your communications, problems, and challenges that you have? Check out Ring Central. Give them a call. They have partnered with 12ouncesportsradio.com to give you the best rates on all of your business and office solutions for communication. Give them a call today. We have a dedicated line for all of the 12-Ounce Sports Radio listeners. It is 1-877-779-3860. You will get a representative on the phone who will help you with all of your small business communications needs. Once again, give them a call today, 1-877-779-3860. we're back, and we want to thank everybody for listening in tonight. It has been an absolutely great show so far.
I want to thank everybody, but
I have
you.
a special
Hold
treat
on.
for you guys.
I want to thank everybody but you, and you know who you are. Not you, Kyle, but they know who they are.
All right, we're trying to see if we can bring in a special guest tonight. Excuse me, caller, are you on the line? Oh, what was that? Is that
Lou the dog,
is that
baby.
A fart? Woo!
There we
Hey,
are.
guys.
What's up, man?
Glad to be back and excited to talk some smack to Tony Mack.
Yeah. Where's Tony Mack at?
We love talking smack about Tony Mack.
I don't know if you heard that we got this breaking update from Tony Mack while we were at a commercial break. Apparently, there was an emergency Chippendales review that he had to go and be a special celebrity judge. So he couldn't make the show tonight.
So this is the man with the golden mic?
That's him.
that's
He's the
the one.
no-show. Tuck the tail between
Semen
his
holes.
legs.
His semen holes look like they can't even ride a bike.
Oh, so true.
They're playing like Pee-wee little tykes who can hardly stay upright on a trike.
Man, Lou, we love having you on the show, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Now, you guys have a big game this week,
No,
right?
is he done with his rhymes? I think
No,
he's going to do his
here.
rhymes, man. You keep
Here,
interrupting him.
I'm going to be just quiet right now. I'm turning my mic off. It's all yours.
Well, you know, my cards haven't looked much better, but it's easy to get well with a matchup against these native bedwetters. 3 in a row already. We'll make it 4 by playing steady. I could go on all day, guys.
No, keep it going, man. I'm just letting
Hey,
you roll. I don't
was
know.
gonna
You
talk,
let me know
but
when you're
Chris
done.
interrupted me. He told me I was being rude by
thought
interrupting
you-
you. So I turned my mic off again.
I didn't want to ruin
You
the
don't,
flow.
you don't want these cards. The red chrome helmets are so hot they make your girl's nipples hard.
Oh,
the
they
pass is gonna beat that ass. The only thing in
Yeah.
common these two teams have is Lee Corso. But wait, there might be another. They both sort of blow.
Oh.
But no, FSU's been a Sunshine State peon ever since the days of Neon Dion. This squad is such a bore. They make me snore. Burt Reynolds ain't walking through that door.
R.I.P.
Even in the NFL, they're best lay eggs. Fitzmagic just stole the job from Winston like he stole those crab legs.
Oh. Dang.
Yeah, you know, just look at some recent highlights the last 3 years and you'll see who wins this fight.
Woo.
Oh, man, I love it. Oh, that was great.
I love that. Lou, you are the man, sir. You are always welcome back on. And I'm disappointed that your sparring partner decided to bow out before it even started. It was like
Willie Taggart's offense. It was a no-show.
I was hoping you guys were going to surprise me and have Daniel Baldwin on.
Oh, we tried, man.
shoot.
We tried. We got with his agent, and he said that our show was too big for him.
He said, "Don't at me, bro." And I said, "Daniel Baldwin, don't worry. I'm friends with Lou the dog. He put you in your place. You don't need to be talking to me like that. I'll get Lou on you, sir." And he got disappointed.
Yeah, we heard that you got blocked.
Skin. He has some soft skin.
Yeah, we heard he blocked you.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah, I heard that he blocked you. He blocked Craft Brewed Sports, and I said, man, Willie Taggart needs to bring in Daniel Baldwin as their offensive line coach.
I like it, yeah.
So I feel pretty confident that your Louisville Cardinals will utterly smash this awful Florida State team. What is your feeling going into this game?
I think it's just what Louisville needed. I mean, we own Florida State. We've beat them 3 years in a row, and you know we laid an egg last week, but that's all right because now we got a cupcake coming in.
You know, this is the best time to be playing Florida State. I mean, they have not looked this bad in a very, very long time. And you guys have to feel confident coming up against a team that has struggled against Samford and then took a big loss against Syracuse. I mean, this is not the Florida State that we know and love. This is not the Neon Dion Florida State like you had mentioned. This is the Florida State that is becoming the South Alabama of the NCAA.
Of the ACC.
Well, it's a race to the bottom. If you've watched Louisville, it mirrors what you guys just mentioned about Florida State, honestly. They've got trounced by Alabama, looked like a high school team, struggled with 2. non-Power 5 opponents, and then got beat pretty bad by Virginia last week. But like I said, Florida State, that we got their number, and so I think we're going to get back on track and turn the season around.
Yeah, honestly, that was going to be one of my takes going into this call, was that Florida State will be a good confidence booster for your team to help get you guys right back on track. There's nothing like your defensive line being able to just blow by the offensive line and get a few sacks under their belt to make them feel a little bit more confident going in for the rest of their season. And your quarterback is going to have just a day. I mean, their defense is decent. It's a lot better than their offense, but I think once their defense is on the field so long, because they're going through so many 3-and-outs, they'll get tired, and your quarterback will be able to pick them apart.
Well, I'm glad to hear that the O-line is terrible, because I think our defense might need to score all the points for us.
Now, how bad is the ACC this year, man? This has been kind of I don't know, just quite a disappointment for the ACC.
Yeah, it's a down year for sure. You know, it'll make it tough to see how good Clemson is, because I don't know if they're going to be seriously challenged even in conference play. But you know what? The Kelly Bryant sweepstakes are underway. I wouldn't be shocked to see him end up at Florida State or Louisville.
Yeah, we mentioned that. I said if he doesn't want to get mugged every single game, he doesn't go to Florida State. I don't know if you've watched their games, man. I'm not even being a Gator hater. Like, anybody who's watched Florida State will tell you that offensive line, a wet paper bag is stronger than that offensive line.
He's not lying. This is a straight truth.
I'm
right
not
here.
even over-exaggerating.
He's a truth teller.
We've been ragging on them for so much. It's why I'm so confident my Gators will finally beat them after a 5-year skid. I don't really foresee, unless that offensive line somehow figures it out between now and the end of November. You guys should get a win. If not, I got to be honest with you, man. If you don't beat Florida State, then, you got a lot of pause for the concern for your team.
Yeah,
for sure.
A lot of crying in your beer.
Florida State's what? Are they the 5th or 6th best team in Florida? Yeah, Miami, Florida, UCF, USF. Who else is better than
FAU.
FAU with Lane Kiffin.
The Lane Train's pretty decent. That's 5 right there. So they're the 6th best.
I know Winter Park High School is pretty good this year.
I don't know. Who else? University of North Florida has a women's lacrosse team that I think could take it to them.
I think Joshua Smith Blind University has a badminton team that
the school for kids that can't read too good.
Yeah, and also do other things well.
The Marco Island Bridge Club.
There you go. Yeah.
Man, they're talented this year.
Now you're not familiar with the area, but there's a large town in middle of nowhere, Florida, called The Villages, and it's a retiring community. I think they have a good football team that they could probably field better than them. It's a 55 and up community.
Also, the highest percentage of STDs.
Yeah, lots of STDs there
in the entire country.
So not only will they beat the Seminoles, but they'll give them lots of herpes and stuff.
Really takes
kind of like Michael Rappaport.
Next level.
Jameis Winston would fit in there.
Oh, he would love it.
He ain't got nothing better to do. He ain't playing football.
Nothing but like getting crabs while stealing crab legs.
Woo! That sounds like a Sunday afternoon to me. Good
Easy
times.
as a Sunday morning. So I remember we talked to you at the beginning of the season. You were kind of optimistic, but realistically optimistic. It sounds like Louisville hit the non-optimism side that you had and that you expressed. What do you think? Is it the defense? What's going on with Louisville? Where are their problems?
If you listen to the tapes, I don't think I could have had a more wrong take. Their defense has actually been decent, not good by any, but better than I expected. Their offense has been atrocious. So a lot of people thought that Petrino was going to be able to get back to his standard high-profile offense with Jawan Pass quarterbacking, who's a pretty typical pocket guy. And he came out the first 2 games, was just terrible. They went to a backup, a guy named Malik Cunningham, who plays a lot more like Lamar Jackson. He ran all over the field and got him a win against Indiana State and Western Kentucky. But then the offense laid an egg against Virginia. Malik Cunningham started. They went back to Jawan Pass in that game because Cunningham wasn't getting it done. So they've used 2 quarterbacks in all but the Alabama game. One guy's had his moments, but it's been against really bad competition. And they really look like they just don't know where to go offensively, which I think is a huge, huge surprise to a lot of Louisville fans. And quite frankly, it's got Bobby Petrino on the hot seat.
Oh, wow. So the confidence is waning on Petrino, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Now, do you think part of the issue? Oh, go ahead.
They have time to turn it around. I mean, we're still, only a third of the way through the season. Florida State, everyone knows they're down this year, but they still kind of carry that name on the front of their jersey. If they win that game and, they can maybe get some momentum and turn things around. But I agree 100% with you guys. If they can't beat Florida State, it's going to get bad fast. The team looked like they totally quit against Virginia. So if they don't turn that around and he kind of loses the locker room, then it could be a long, long season for people. And a lot of fans, I think, are already looking to basketball season.
What would be the minimum number of wins for him to keep his job? Is it 6? Is it 7? Or do you think he can survive like a 4-8 type season?
I think he'll survive this season pretty much regardless of what happens, unless there's, some off the field issues or something,
right,
which we know is possible with him.
And then next season would be that, all right, now put up or shut up time?
Yeah, I think Louisville got into a pretty bad contract with him too, so the buyout situation is not in their favor if they were to try to get rid of him this year. So I think he'll survive at least this season pretty much regardless of what happens, but he would go into next year and really need to produce. I think, at this point, I think most Louisville fans would tell you that making a bowl game would be good. It's pretty bad around the program right now as far as expectations go and the confidence level.
Now, do you think going into the season and having to play Alabama week 1 hurt the confidence of the team, setting the momentum for the entire season?
The tone.
Yeah, it's setting the tone, right? I mean,
it definitely started this negative narrative among the fans because everyone expected Alabama to beat them, and everyone expected Alabama to beat them pretty easily. But I think people also expected Louisville to be somewhat competitive. And they really were not at all competitive. They had a lot of dumb penalties and appeared unprepared. And so that narrative kind of started from the very beginning of what's going on with Petrino. How are you, he's known as this offensive mastermind. How do you come in and not have one trick up your sleeve? How are you not a little bit prepared to attack them? How are you, the dumbest thing ever, they had the same play call, they had the same terminology for a player grouping and a play. So they were yelling out this terminology or this phrase during the game, and they ended up with 2 or 3 or 4 substitution penalties on offense because they would have too many guys on the field.
Wow,
that's embarrassing.
I mean, shit like that you're just that's just no-brainer stuff, and how do you not coach that? So that started that narrative very early on with Petrino, and then lackluster performances even in wins against Western Kentucky and Indiana State when Louisville was huge, huge favorites, and they were eking it out. And then finally, going on the road at Virginia and losing 27-3 or whatever it was. I didn't even watch the end of the game. It was just pitiful. So he's it's bad.
So does the Cats with Shoes being 4-0 and kind of they're finally ranked, does that irk Louisville fans even more that y'all are having a struggle and finally the Wildcats have somehow found some sort of football magic?
Yeah, I mean, up there, up here, that rivalry drives everything. So, yeah, everyone's aware. Big Blue Nation is extra annoying. But what's funny about that, guys, and it's just ridiculous, when UK sucks at football like they usually do, and then they have these blind squirrel moments every once in a while, usually UK fans are not going to the games. They're just talking about basketball. They say they don't care about football. And then the second they, pull off a few nice victories, they're quick to chirp and, they're acting like they're so great. But and this is the most hypocritical Fairweather fan base I've ever seen when it comes to their football. I mean, they're loyal as hell with basketball. You got to give them that. But they're football fans, and the fact that anyone wants to talk about UK football is an absolute joke because as soon as they lose, they'll move on and act like they don't care. It's a bunch it's a BS.
Do you think they're for real?
No, hold on. FSU basketball fans are the same way. I'm telling you, they are.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure down south it's flipped, but very similar. Yeah, but don't listen to a UK football fan and don't take it serious because they don't even take it serious.
All right, I like that.
So do you think they're for real though? They're 4-0. You got to give them credit there. They beat the Gators. That was a good win for them. But are they for real? Is this just kind of a flashy beginning that will tail away and they'll have four or five losses this year?
They're certainly better than an average UK team, right? But
well, that's not saying much.
You got exactly. That's not saying much. You got to pump the brakes a little bit because let's look at it. Yeah, they beat Florida, and yeah, it was on the road. First win for UK against Florida in 32 years. So I mean, that's just hysterical. That they couldn't beat Florida for that long.
It was a great run, man. Trust me, it was a great run.
Terrible. Florida's not good this year, right? I mean, they're down.
Right, they're rebuilding. They're coming up. I mean,
they've been rebuilding for 7 years.
9.
When Tebow left. Well, yeah, 9 years ago. That's been 9 years.
And they should have beat us last year, but their defensive backs decided not to cover the wide receivers twice. I mean, had they done that again this year, they scored the exact same amount of points on us this year as they did last year. They just didn't leave our wide receivers wide open like they did last year, so they beat us. So.
It takes a wide open wide receiver completely uncovered for your old quarterback to complete a pass.
It's true. It's true.
But
I heard Kelly Bryant's available.
Then they beat Mississippi State, which early in the year, who knows if Mississippi State was really a top 15 ranked team like they said. You don't really know what they got. That game was at home, so that certainly looks impressive on paper. I'd like to see how Mississippi State turns out, but I think to really buy into Kentucky as anything other than an 8-win team, they need to win one more game against another decent SEC school.
I think honestly, they do remind me a lot of last year's Mississippi State team, which I think finished 8-4, 9-4 with the bowl win. And that's what I think they're going to do. They're going to beat all the teams. Like, they're going to beat Tennessee. They're going to beat Vanderbilt. They're going to beat they might beat Missouri. That might be a back-and-forth game. We'll see how that goes. They'll play Georgia tough, but then Georgia will probably end up beating them. I don't know who their other Western opponent is. And sorry to say, but they'll probably beat Louisville. Is that game at the last weekend of the year?
That's the last weekend of the year. It's at Louisville. I'm not ready to sign up for that being a loss just yet. We'll see if Louisville can turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to...
Man, why are you hating on our guests like that, Chris America? What the hell is wrong with you? But this is Lou the dog. Show some damn respect.
I'm just saying Snell Jr. is a beast, man. That guy...
Yeah, he's legit.
If that guy is available in the second or third round of the NFL fantasy draft, I'm going to pick him up.
I hope Louisville breaks his leg.
Oh, man, I hope not, because I need to pick him up next year.
Holy crap, that was a hot take. I'm going to spit my beer out.
Here's the thing. Here's the optimistic take for Louisville. I'll give you this. They started 0-3 back in 2015, ended up with 7 or 8 wins, a bowl win over Texas A&M. I think they can potentially channel some of that and get it turned around. I know that's what Petrino's telling them in the locker room to try to salvage the season. But the biggest difference between 2015 and now is they had a guy named Lamar Jackson at quarterback in 2015, and we all know he's not there anymore. So I don't know what's going to happen with Louisville. I do as much as I hope Kentucky either loses every game the rest of the season or somehow has something to play for that last week and Louisville takes it from them. That would be pretty sweet.
I could dig it.
But
well, I hope that this game this weekend is a replay of the last time Florida State came to Louisville, which was a 63-20 win. That's what I'm hoping for, man. You know me, I'm a Gator fan, so I hate Florida State no matter what. Make it 70-15 this time.
Dude, we can do that. We'll do our best. It should be an easy win, like you said. If not, then Louisville's got more troubles than Florida State. It's kind of an odd game. They've been two of the top teams the last several years, but it looks like a race to the bottom for them, and I hope we win it.
Me too, man. Well, we appreciate you coming in, spitting some rhymes. I'm sorry Anthony Mack tucked his tail and ran. Hopefully Florida State will be doing the same, man.
I do have one question.
Okay.
So this Daniel Baldwin beef, man, is this thing continuing on, or is he blocked you still?
Oh, it's over as far as I'm concerned. I don't need his follow back. I don't want it back. We got bigger and better things to do than worry about that guy.
All right, so I just got one last parting word for you. Fuck Daniel Baldwin.
Fuck Florida State.
That's our boy.
All right, man.
The dog. Have a great day, man. Oh, boy.
Always fun having that guy on.
Dude, that was epic. I loved it.
He's a scout team favorite, a fan favorite. I just got turned up. I like it. No. Keep me up.
No, just a little bit there. Just a little bit.
Just
And you
a
can't be
little
like 10 times higher than I am. We got to be relatively equal.
Equality's overrated.
That's what she said. Equality's overrated.
I don't know why I said
that. Hit the dump button. Somebody hit the dump button. What the hell, Chris America? I can't take you anywhere.
Can't take me anywhere, man. Hey, this Moosehead's pretty good.
Yeah. No, it is.
Nope. See, you're too low.
No, I had turned it down. My bad.
Arm up your ass and work your mouth like a puppet.
Anybody wants to sign up to be our producer, feel free. We're trying to get this whole soundboard producing thing figured out. But I think we're doing a good job.
What?
Huh?
Who? All right, so there was sports we were talking about. You were talking about college football. I do want to talk about a team that has been impressive. North Texas.
Yeah?
They took it to Arkansas the other day.
Why are you hating on Arkansas so much tonight, man?
Because Ian was
What
listening.
do the Rehab Sports guys ever do to you?
Nothing, man. But this is another story. So Mean Joe Green, one of the legends from North Texas, he goes out there and he's unveiling the throwback jerseys for North Texas. They're going back. They're wearing the old school Mean Joe Green jerseys for their game this upcoming weekend. This is perfect because if I remember correctly, they're undefeated. They're having a great year. I think they're still one of the teams. Thank you, Stat Magician. I appreciate you checking that. Our Stat Magician doesn't have any stats, kind of like the 12-ounce sports radio Stat Magician. And, this is how we roll. But Mean Joe Green's coming out. North Texas is throwing out the throwback jerseys. And I love to see this, man. You got a legendary figure in the community, probably the biggest name ever to come out of North Texas. And this guy is coming out, and he's supporting his team. They're on a heater. They've got a couple big wins, and it's going to be a big weekend for him. So congratulations to North Texas and Mean Joe Green doing his business over there.
Chris America and his hair. Yes, I'm talking about myself in third person. They're going to need North Texas to slow down. They have over 44 points a game. And I have a certain bet with a certain somebody that if UCF is in a top 5 offense, that I have to shave and bick my head completely bald. So North Texas, slow it down. I mean, UCF is still pretty hot, so I'm not really concerned there. But when I see other teams kind of up there with UCF, it makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, UCF still has it under control. They're playing Pitt this weekend. I'll be at the game. I'll be supporting the efforts.
I should have said top 10. I didn't leave myself with very little wiggle room with top 5. I'm still pretty confident in UCF's
you're in good
offense.
shape. So since you're a gambling man, we do have a bet coming up here.
Lord, I was born a gambling man.
The big McGregor fight. And I call it the McGregor fight because that's going to be the winner of this fight. So McGregor is fighting some guy. And this is going to be a big matchup for McGregor. He's coming back to the squared octagon. And he's coming out and he's going to show up October 6th. So Chris America, you and I, we have ourselves Romper Bet 2.0. The winner of this bet, or I guess loser of this bet, I should say. Loser of this bet has to wear a romper. Are you ready for this?
Which to me is a winner. I mean, I feel like it's a win-win situation here.
Winner, winner, romper dinner.
Winner, winner, romper dinner. Yeah, my boy Khabib, that's the other guy that you're thinking of.
Who?
Khabib, he's 26.
And say his last name.
N-O.
I want you to say it.
All right, I'm going to hold on. It is Nurmagomedov. Hold on.
If you can't say his last name, that means McGregor's going to win.
Nurmagomedov. Oh! Nurmagomedov.
I don't think you're saying it right.
I said it completely correct.
No, I don't think that's how you say it.
Norm.
That's why I just call him Khabib. I don't even want to bother with the last name. I've heard Joe Rogan and Dana White say it a couple times when they're doing like their pressers. And I still can't say it right, so I'm not even going to get into that magic.
I think for Halloween, I need to dress up as Khabib and you need to dress up as Connor.
I know. I'm dressing up as Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Which is Connor?
No, it's Ryan Fitzpatrick.
It's Connor.
They're two different guys.
His name is Robert Paulson. It's the same thing as Fight Club, dude. They're the same person. I don't know why you don't know this yet.
Whoa. It was the same guy in Fight Club?
It was the same guy the whole time. Just like Ryan Fitzpatrick and Conor McGregor are the same guy. Have you ever seen Conor McGregor and Ryan Fitzpatrick in the same room?
The thinker or the stinker.
I call this one a thinker.
It is a thinker.
That one's a thinker. I'm still thinking about it.
Oh, I did say I had a racy thinker stinker moment.
Oh, you did. You teased it, and I completely forgot that you teased it. Let's hear it.
I got to find it. Hold on.
Hold on. This is for you.
Okay, here it is.
Hello?
What's that?
Yo.
My name's not Jimmy.
Go ahead for your thinker and stinker.
All right. Deshaun Watson hung out with Mia Khalifa, tore his ACL, right?
Yes.
Reggie Bush dated Kim Kardashian, tore his ACL.
Yes.
Jamie Garoppolo seen with Kiara Mia, and guess who just tore it today?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Fellas, if she's on Pornhub, stay away from her. Is that a thinker or a stinker?
Oh, hell yeah, that's a thinker. There's a conspiracy going on here. I like to put on my aluminum foil hat every once in a while and think of these conspiracies. But, yeah, I mean, these ladies, they're wearing these guys out, man.
Oh, man, their knees? Gotta be
Hey, you
weak.
know what? They're pulling out the Kama Sutra book.
Yep.
And they're saying, screw this Kama Sutra book. Check out Pornhub, what I've done in the past. I can double that.
Double that.
And I want to see you do a triple backflip. We're going to do a pretzel, and then we'll turn it around with the reach around butt grab. And that's what we're going to do.
I think we should check into Otani's dating history.
Oh, yeah? Is that what you want to do?
I think so. I think we need to. Guy gets to L.A., and then instantly, he's in the porn capital of the world, and instantly he's got Tommy John surgery. Seems a little suspect, don't you think?
You know, I think it's suspect, but you can't say a whole lot about that.
You timed that one perfectly. I was wondering what you were doing. You were messing with the knobs.
That's what she said. Oh, shit, where's it at?
That's what she said.
Sorry.
Listen, if you're not drinking beer with us right now, I don't know what you're doing with your Wednesday night. Because we're having a good time here over at Scout Team. This is what Scout Team After Dark's all about.
Yeah, we got that morning show where we're a little bit more serious. We talk a little bit more sports.
I'm not serious. I'm just more tired. My brain's not functioning right.
And you like to eat cereal.
I do like to eat cereal. Lately, it's been granola bars because we haven't gone shopping since our trip to Michigan, so I don't have any milk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you want to hear some crap? This is totally off sports.
That's okay.
But
Go
I
ahead.
need to vent a little bit about this, okay? So I live in an apartment complex, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get back at 1 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning, after a long flight from Michigan to Florida. You with
You got
me?
back at 1 and you were on
1 a.m. and I was on at 6. Hey,
shit.
Jimmy did the same thing, right?
Yeah, Jimmy did.
Jimmy got off work at midnight.
What's up?
What's up? We appreciate you, Jimmy. And I don't know what made me. I went to go put my son to bed, like make sure he was okay. And then I don't know what made me look up, but I look up at the AC vent and it's covered in mold.
Oh.
So Miss America was off the next day. All the AC vents got mold on them, some more than others. So it's in the AC and it's just kind of spreading throughout all the AC unit or AC vents. We go down there. Oh, there goes my mic. We go down there at 9 a.m.
Uh-huh.
And we go to complain because, hey, come fix the mold. Dude tells us, hey, the best way to keep yourself from getting mold is to turn off the AC unit like 2 or 3 times a year and open up all your doors and windows and let cool, dry air, come into the house. And I'm like, dude, do you know what state we live in?
Does that make any sense?
No, like this is Florida. There is no such thing as cool or dry air in the state of Florida. So they don't send a guy on Monday. They tell us they're going to send a guy today. Or no. Yeah, so they don't send a guy on Monday. They don't send a guy on Tuesday. They tell us they're going to send a guy out today. So we put our pets up at a boarding place so that way they're out of the way. And then he calls me at 5 o'clock today to let me know they couldn't get the people out there. They're going to have to do it tomorrow.
Dicks, man.
I was so mad.
Shit. I'd be throwing shit.
I mean, luckily I talked to the manager and they're going to pay for the boarding for the pets, but it's still like we got mold in the house. They took out the vents, but there's still mold in the AC unit.
Yeah, they got to clean that shit up. That's like a Daniel Baldwin move right there.
It is a total Daniel
Baldwin.
Total
dick, man. Total dick. You can't be doing that. Nah, screw that. Well, I didn't realize you got home so late, so I definitely appreciate you being on the show Monday morning. Last week we had the Hefe on Thursday,
I
and
listened
then
to that on my way
Friday
here.
we had Jimmy Youngin. I mentioned to you, every Friday we've been doing our fantasy draft. We're going to mix it up, and we're going to do some fantasy fight Bortles Combat style segment coming up on Fridays. But I was listening on our Wednesday show. I don't know if you got a chance to listen to Wednesday After Dark. Before you jumped on, Anthony and we were talking about how delicious breakfast burritos were.
Yeah.
So I started brainstorming and thinking of like best breakfast foods. But I also remember you clanking your spoon around on your cereal morning, and I think we should do a best cereal draft.
Cereal? I thought we were doing breakfast foods.
You want to just do foods or cereals? I feel like it could be two separate drafts.
Okay, we could do 2 separate drafts, and here's my concern with the first draft of breakfast foods.
Okay, let's hear it.
Whoever has the first pick is going to win.
Why? What are you going to put?
What do you think? What would be your first pick? And I guarantee it's the same as mine.
I don't know. After talking about breakfast burritos the other day, I might throw in a breakfast burrito.
That would be your number 1 pick?
Yeah. I mean, what do you do? A pancake with cereal?
Okay, never mind. I'm not going to say anything.
I don't know.
Okay,
first
we'll
of all,
do breakfast foods
Well,
then.
obviously, I'm not good at this. I got beat by Jimmy.
You beat me and your dad.
I beat you and my dad, Joe Football, and I got my ass handed to you by you 2 weeks before that.
Tim Couch was
So I'm
your
1 and 3.
downfall.
Damn Tim Couch, man. Tim Couch right now is haunting me to this day. I mean, I got jumped on by so many Cleveland Browns fans on Twitter because of Tim Couch. I don't even know how to describe the feeling. I had no idea that there was this incredible love for Tim Couch. But 3 weeks, well, I guess I'm 1 and 3. So I need to come back strong. So maybe we won't do breakfast foods.
So
I don't know.
Can I critique you though on your rock picks?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I really felt like your honorable mentions, some of them were a lot better than the ones that you actually drafted.
Yeah, I looked back, and honestly, there's a couple picks that Jimmy went, and I said, oh, damn, that's who I was going to pick.
Well, the one pick that
Jumanji I liked.
I think the one pick that put him over the edge was Fast and Furious 7.
Yeah.
I think that should have been the number 1 pick. I think that's the one pick where people see it and they're like, oh, I love the Fast movies. I'm voting for that. I don't care what the rest of the team is.
Yeah.
And I've kind of noticed that it's usually one pick where people say like, oh,
that's my favorite movie.
This list doesn't matter because this one pick is there and I'm voting for that.
I know somebody did that to me with the rundown. They're like, oh, rundown, hands down,
Hands
five
down.
five rundowns.
Yeah.
But not everybody. I was 33%.
And I'm sitting
to his
here like,
66.
man, look, LeBron James is a great player, but if he's on a bad team, he's not going to win. So you can't just vote on just the one player. You gotta go with the whole overall team, I think. And I thought your overall team was better.
Me too. And you already said you dislike the Pain and Gain.
Oh, I hate that movie. You guys talked that movie up, and I'm like, did I watch the same movie? I remember sitting there like pulling my hair out, going, when is this movie going to be over?
All right, so we got breakfast foods or breakfast cereals. I don't know. Are there any other draft topics we could think about?
Well, I have
reality television shows. Since
that
we
would
got
be a good
Dancing
one.
with the Stars.
I thought of one that would be athletes who have done movies.
Ah, I like it.
Because somebody was talking about that one actor from Airplane, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's an actor, right?
I've heard of him.
Did he do anything else? I don't think he did. I think he just did Airplane, and that was it.
But it counts.
Yeah.
LeBron James was in that Amy Schumer movie.
Yep.
He counts.
So I think, but then would you want people to judge on how good of an athlete they are, or how good of an actor they were, or actress?
See, that's what I like about this is
you don't
leave it up to them,
the fans. Yeah.
Because we put it out there on Twitter, and whatever they react to is what they react to. I actually like this. That's a good category. We're doing it Friday. Everybody listen in Friday morning, either at 6 a.m. or 11 a.m. to Scout Team Sports as we talk about athletes that did movies.
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to have to do some studying between now and Friday morning.
You got plenty of time now. We've given you a little bit of a heads up. That's a great category. And we talked about it being one of those things. We don't want to do a draft every Friday because eventually we're going to run out of topics. But there's a lot of good topics. Like we could do top 5 beers. And then you got to sit there and think, okay, what are your favorite beers? But what are the fans going to vote for if we do a Twitter poll?
See, that one would be like we were talking about, oh, if you pick this beer or if you pick this person, people are going to vote for it. I think this is one of the ones where whatever you pick, if there's one that they hate, they're going to vote against you.
So like if you did High Life.
Right, there's going to be somebody who's like, oh
that's
Miller sucks. I'm voting against you.
Champagne of crap.
And while everybody hates on Bud Light, people drink Bud Light. That's still the number 1 beer.
Yep.
It's kind of like Nickelback. You don't know anybody who listens to Nickelback, but they're still like selling millions of records.
It's a true story.
Anthony Macks of the world. Keep them up afloat.
I mean, I've never seen anybody like he still has one of those Columbia House subscriptions, and he gets Nickelback CDs delivered to his house weekly. Anthony Mack, we're proud of you, man.
So we're
You're
watching
doing the good deed.
We're watching the game. Is that Tessa? running to the left of the screen?
I can't tell, man. They all look like little blurs to me.
So Loudbeard has a daughter who plays collegiate soccer, and we're watching the team play right now. And I was just wondering if that was, sorry, not Tessa, Dee Dee.
Yeah, Dee Dee. So Dee Dee's out there. She's playing. She's 17. They're wearing the blue jerseys.
Oh, they're blue. So that wasn't her.
It wasn't white.
I was looking at the white.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's her right there, 17, right? Isn't that her walking
No, I
towards
think that's
midfield?
12. I think it's 12. Doesn't look like her walk. Anyway, this is bad radio. We'll go back to saying whatever we're talking about. But we're going to have a big fantasy draft on Friday. That's one of my favorite segments. I'll be honest with you, though. I keep an eye on our listeners. And by Friday, Mondays are always our biggest show.
Hey, listeners, can you...
Tune in.
Loudbeard can't hear me right now. Can
Tune
you
in.
guys send me some ideas of who you would vote for Friday? Just hook me up. Just slide into my DMs. It's just between me and you. Loudbeard can't hear us right now, so hit me up at Chris Scout Team.
I'm sorry, the mic went out for a second. I apologize.
Yeah.
So make sure you listen in on Fridays. Fridays is not like our biggest listenership. It's usually Mondays. I think people are excited about because we're talking football. We're getting ready for it. Fridays are fun Fridays, man. Just listen in. We have a great time on Fridays. Once again, it's on 12ouncesportsradio.com.
The radio station you're listening to right now.
Or if you're getting a little saucy,
Saucy.
you can hit us up on the podcast. If you're saying, all right, I can't hear you at 6 a.m., at 11 a.m., I'm going to be at my office. Yeah, I'm in a meeting. Well, what about at 2 o'clock? Can I listen to you at 2? Hell yeah, you can listen to us at 2. You can hit us up on the podcast. You go to our website, ScoutTeamRadio.com, and you can listen
with the
to
OZ.
us. No, that doesn't have an OZ. That doesn't have an OZ.
ScoutTeamRadio.com. And you can listen to all of our old episodes. You can listen to the last time Loudbeard wore a romper, which is coming. I think it was already a year ago. I think my Facebook reminded me last week that your romper was a year ago.
You do the time hop thing, huh?
Well, just my Facebook just tells me. It says, hey.
No, that's a time hop.
No, I don't have time hop.
Yeah, you're a time
Facebook
hopper.
reminds you too.
You're like the guy that watches Barney and knows all the songs and then says, no, I don't know Barney.
I don't listen to Nickelback.
Brewers versus Cardinals tonight. You got Cubs versus Pirates tonight and Rockies versus Phillies. So a lot of interesting baseball race going on. Brewers, we were talking about the high life. We like beer. We're going to do a beer draft in a couple weeks.
I think if the
Hopefully
Brewers,
the Brewers make it so that we can count them in.
If the Brewers make the playoffs, I'm going to make them my team. I think I decided that. I went up to their stadium on Sunday before I flew out of Milwaukee.
I think I want the Brewers.
Let's root for them together, man. We root for UCF together. I don't know why you hate on
So
my Gators so
happy
much.
together.
I feel like I need more support from you for my Gators.
First of all, I am Tim Tebow's number 2 fan. So I'm there with you, man. You're
Well,
number
but
1.
he's not on the Gators.
I'm number 2. He was on the Gators. The last time they were good was
Right.
because of Tim
Right.
Tebow. I'm a huge Tim Tebow fan. Doesn't that mean something to you?
No, because I need you to support my Gators a little bit
But
more.
they're shitty now.
No, they're doing pretty good. Hey,
But
hey,
I watched,
guess
I
which
watched that Kentucky game.
guess which quarterbacks are tied for the most touchdown passes in the SEC?
Felipe Franks and Mackenzie Milton.
No, Tua Tagovailoa in the SEC.
And
No, I'm saying just in the SEC. I don't know how many.
Tua.
McKenzie probably has like 30 touchdown passes
No,
already.
not that many.
It's pretty close. He's
So-
responsible for 6 touchdowns.
All right, so Tua's got the most.
Tua, no, they're both tied. Tua and Franks both tied for the lead for most touchdown passes in the SEC.
Apparently, I don't watch enough Gators.
Guess which team leads the nation with the most turnovers?
The Gators.
The Gators with 14. We're doing a lot better than people think we are. Mullen's back, man. Mullen's bringing him back. I'm 100% sold on Mullen. I'm not saying he's going to win like super national championships and SEC titles every year, but he's going to keep the Gators competitive. I'm excited for the future. You heard it here first. Bold prediction. Dan Mullen will have the Gators for like competitive. They'll win some conference titles.
Well, I will say, if I'm looking at it from an outsider's perspective, which I think I have, if I was going to say whose future looks brighter, the Florida State Seminoles or the Florida Gators, I would say, yeah, your
Yes.
future looks
And I'm
way
loving
brighter.
it. Because I'm finally the guy on the other side. He has the bad coach, and I have the good coach.
Yeah, when he had Jimbo, they're winning national championships.
They're
or
beating
competing.
Florida every year. They're
They're-
blowing us out because we have trash coaches.
Yeah, that was tough. Those were some rough years. McElwain.
I'm glad to be on the other side of it now, man. We're like, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I will
We're
say,
there.
Muschamp's doing better in South Carolina. I think he learned a little bit.
We'll see.
Still not great.
Who do they? They
But-
got Kentucky this week, don't they?
Yeah.
That should be a good game.
Dude, I'm telling you, upset. South Carolina taking it. I'm calling it here. You heard Loudbeard. Loudbeard's bold predictions. Gonna see South Carolina give it to those pesky cats with boots or feet or whatever. Hey, another baseball reference I just wanted to throw out. My boy Bryce Harper, he's playing his last game at home this season. Could be the last game as a national ever. He goes out there, he gives the big bow. The crowd goes wild, standing ovation. And I just wanted to bring this up because I hope my boy stays. He says he wants to stay, but money talks. And you know what? Yankees have deep pockets. Red Sox have deep pockets. The Astros, I'm sure they got money to burn. They're starting to sell tickets because they're damn good. I don't know what's going to happen. I hope the Nationals step up to the plate, pay this guy, bring him back. But, man, this could be the end of a dynasty that the Nationals never happened. That never was. It could be the premature, you know what?
That's what she said.
Before it actually quite happened. So I just wanted to bring that up because, Bryce, you're the man. Thank you for everything you've done with the Nationals. I'm sorry this was a shitty year. Not your fault. Not Max Scherzer's fault. Just, well, maybe it's kind of your fault because your average sucked. But could have been a better year.
Well, can I say that should be your preemptive Oprah Solid? Because I have a preemptive Oprah Solid as well. So can we make that your preemptive Oprah Solid? You can have a regular Oprah Solid, but I'm going to have a preemptive Oprah Solid as well. And don't worry about them going to the Yankees. The Yankees can't afford them.
Okay.
There's no way they're going to pay Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, and Bryce Harper what they're worth. And I think they're totally sold on Aaron Judge and, Giancarlo Stanton.
Right.
Keeping those two guys. So he'll either go to Washington or go to those other teams you mentioned. My preemptive Oprah Solid is I'm going to give an Oprah Solid to the Mississippi State fan base for giving Dan Mullen the standing ovation he deserves. You're not going to boo him. You're not going to throw anything at him. You're not going to curse out his family in the stands. You're going to do the stand-up thing and say, thank you, Dan Mullen, for the best 9 consecutive years our football program has ever seen. Yeah, we're a little heartbroken that you left us, but we understand. And thank you for making Mississippi State an actual football program again. So Oprah Solid, preemptive to Mississippi State fans doing the right thing and doing what I just said.
All right, so I'm giving I don't know why you're doing a preemptive.
Well,
we got
you
3
did one
minutes
with
left.
Bryce Harper.
I'm doing another Oprah Solid. I'm giving you get an Oprah Solid, you get an Oprah Solid, you get an Oprah Solid. I'm giving an Oprah Solid to my Moosehead beer, and I'm giving an Oprah Solid to Thomas Well. He went ahead and tweeted at us, I wish Harper would come down here, and he gave the Houston Astros never settle. Now, think about that. Bryce Harper going to the Astros, that would be a hell of a ride.
It'd be game overs for the AL, the rest of the AL.
Did you say game overs?
Game overs.
The fuck?
That's what she said.
Maybe.
I can't believe you never heard that Tosh reference before. I thought you'd be a big Daniel Tosh guy. At least 10 years ago, Daniel Tosh guy.
Nah, I don't watch a whole lot of Daniel Tosh.
Not 10 years ago? I watch it now, and it's lame as hell, but it's probably because I'm older and it's the same jokes over and over again. But I'm going to give an Oprah Solid to my boy Felipe Franks. Hashtag Oprah Solid for him because he has been hated upon and spit upon by some of the biggest losers in the Florida Gator fan base, and he didn't let it affect him. He didn't transfer. He didn't throw his hands up and quit the team. He stuck it out. He rode out with a new coach. He competed in the summer, earned his starting spot, and you know what? He's still got a long way to go. He's got a lot to work on, but he, right now, like I said, he leads. He's tied for the lead in the SEC with the most touchdown passes, and that's what you need out of your quarterback is touchdown passes.
You know what? I got one more Oprah Solid. That Oprah Solid.
Do we have time for it?
That goes to Lamp.
Lamp?
I love Lamp.
I love Lamp, too.
Okay.
I don't know what that's about, but I love it. If you love it, I love it.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for listening in tonight. We're right up against the end of our show. It is 8:59 and 73 seconds. And we had an awesome show. We want to thank everybody for listening in. Chris America, do you have any parting words for the great Americans that have listened to our show tonight?
Is Lamp like Lisa Lampanelli?
No. Man? You never from God damn it! What's the name of that movie?
It sounds familiar, but I can't.
It's from
when he's talking to the girl.
Anchorman. It's Anchorman.
I love
Lamb.
Yeah.
I love Chair.